Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Call Halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Racha Kadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered across the four winds, and double honors to the men that taught our elders and apostles. This is your brother Yakar Aben from Great Millstone, Houston, back with another lesson. It's just gonna go, I know it's been I guess not really a controversy, but it seems that people, when they read the Bible, they don't understand who the Hebrew Israelites are or what they look like in the ancient times, but it's all in the scriptures. I mean, it's all in the scriptures if you take the time to read them and understand what you're reading. But I'm gonna start out here in Exodus. Well, we're going to kind of go into this, and we're going to start out with Moses. Okay, this is Exodus chapter 2 and verse 5, and it says, and the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the river side, and when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it, and when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And she had compassion on him and said, this is one of the Hebrews' children. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee? And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, go. And the maid went and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, take the child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses, and she said, because I drew him out of the water. So Moses became the daughter of Pharaoh's son. And the Egyptians at this time were a dark-skinned people. And so Moses had to be, Moses had to look like, the Egyptians, or else, it would have been strange. It would have been strange. She couldn't have went to her father and said, well, look, you got a grandson, and he don't look like everybody else. So, but I mean, to back that up here later on in this verse, it's in this chapter, we're gonna get it. It says, okay, this is Exodus chapter 2 and verse 16. It says, now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to Reuel, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us and watered the flock. So these females believed that Moses was an Egyptian because he was in the Egyptian garb and because he looked like an Egyptian. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that hard, to think that these were Caucasians in Egypt, for 400 years, in slavery. No, these were dark-skinned people. But just pulling the scriptures out, it's not that hard. It says, this is Exodus. We're going to get a little background, a little more, but this is Exodus chapter 4 and verse 6. It says, and the Lord, Yahweh, The Lord's name is Yahweh, which means he is, which the world ignorantly calls Lord or God. His name is Yahweh, which means he is in the Paleo Hebrew. And his son's name is Yahushua, which means he is the deliverer in the Paleo Hebrew or in the ancient Hebrew tongue. And then Yahweh said furthermore unto him, put thine hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. So this was one of the signs that Yahweh had given Moses in order for him to show, that he had power, and for him to take his, like, if the guy was already leprous, when he put his hand in his bosom, it would have come out. It wouldn't have been a big difference. This had to be something, this had to be something that was profound. The Lord gave him a sign that was, that people would go, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, his hand is white now. He's a dark-skinned man and now his hand is white. So, it had to be, it wasn't a small variation from color to color. It was a large variation because the Lord gave that to him to show a sign. And it says, and this is Exodus chapter 4 and verse 7, and he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. So, I mean, so it was, it was a profound difference, for him to see, oh, wow, this is a sign. Now your hand is white. You black, and now your hand is white. Just like the Egyptian president said, y'all leave, you left here black and you came back white. Who are these people? Yeah. Okay, but we're just gonna get more scriptures going into this. I mean, let's get Numbers 12. I'm gonna try to go into a little bit of order, but it said, okay, let's start at 10. This is Moses. Okay. Come on, I guess we'll start from the top. And Miriam, this is Numbers chapter 12 and verse 1. It says, and Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. And they said, hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua heard it. Yahweh by Hashem means in the name, and Yahushua is Yahweh in the name of Yahushua. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And Yahweh spake suddenly unto Moses and unto Aaron and to Miriam, come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they came out. And Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua came down in a pillar of a cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches, and the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Therefore, then, were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of the Lord, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, And behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not this sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. So this leprous skin, this white skin, was considered to be a sin, or a curse rather. It says, Lay not this sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let not let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses cried unto Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah, saying, Heal her now, O power, I beseech thee. And the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, said unto Moses, If her father had spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that let her be received in again. And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. So the Lord changed Miriam white. So so her skin could not have been pale as if one dead when it comes out the womb, or red like a hairy garment, like Esau Edom. Okay, let's just get some more. There are plenty of verses. There are plenty of verses that, but I guess pretty much they kind of taught us, just listen and do, and don't think about what it is that you're reading. Just listen to it, and it doesn't mean what it says unless it's what we say it is. Because Esau Edom is a forger of lies. This is Job chapter 30 and verse 30. It says, My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat. It says, so my skin is black. So let's get that. To be black, is H7835. Shachar. It says primitive root identical with 8783. Let's see what that is. Shachar, seek, early, earnest, look diligently for. Dark in color, to be black, to be black, to be black. Black of skin. So this right here is Job. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burnt with heat. Okay. Let's get some more. There are scriptures all over the Bible that describe the Israelites as being dark-skinned people. This is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 8. It says, their visage is black. Okay, come on. Okay, we're gonna start off so we can get who is speaking about, who is talking about in this passage. So this is Lamentations chapter 4 and 1. It says, how is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious stones of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the works of the hands of the potter? Even the sea monsters draw out the breast, they give suck to their young. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. So this is talking about Israelites, the daughters of my people. Because, who's the Lord's people? Israel. But it says, the tongue of the suckling child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth. For thirst, the young child asks bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They that were brought up in scarlet embraced dunghills. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughters of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment. No hand stayed on her. Her Nazarites were purer than snow. So this right here is not talking about their skin color. It's talking about being pure or undefiled. It says her Nazarites were purer than snow. They were whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in body than rubies. Their polishing was as sapphire. It says their visage, talking about the Israelites, is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick. So visage, let's get this. It's H8389. Tha'ar. It says figure or appearance, comely countenance, fair, favored form, godly, resembling visage, shape, form, outline, figure, appearance. So their appearance is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, for these pine away, stricken, though they want of fruits of the field, though for the want of the fruits of the field. Well, let's see. Let's see something here. Images. Okay. Well, hold on. Let's see. Okay. Well, that is not describing what that's not describing what's being said in that passage. Okay, so let's go back to that. It says their visage is blacker than a coal. They're not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick. Okay, well, hey, they got the withered part. They got the skin cleaving to the bones part, but their visage is not blacker than a coal. Their visage is not blacker than a coal. So this can't be those same people. Yeah, this can't be those same people. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah, this is for educational purposes only. Okay, this is Lamentations 5:10. It says, our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine. Okay, so hey, let's look up. Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine. Okay, well, I know when I grew up, they used to have these pictures of little children in the desert with no food, and they used to have them with swole bellies. let's see if we can't get some images. See that? I mean, you can see it for yourself. I mean, we don't have to go into it, but I mean, look at that. Is that not describing what it says? Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine. These people are in famine. Look at their skin, you know, because of the terrible famine. So, I mean, these are historical events. Let's get another one. Let's get another one. We're jumping all around, but hey, let's get it. This is Daniel chapter 7 and verse 9, and it says, "And I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the ancients of days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, his wheels as a burning fire." So, whose hair is pure wool? This is Aimar. Aimar. It says wool. Let's see. We're gonna pull it up. Hair like wool. Hair like wool. Let's see if we can't get us a picture. We got images. Does that right there describe hair like pure wool? No, it does not. It does not. It does not describe hair like pure wool. I mean, this right here describes hair as wool. But I mean, yeah, these are all cartoons. This is what we're talking about right here. This is hair like wool. That's an actual picture. That's not a drawing. Oh, come on now. But you get the get the gist of it. Yeah, we get the gist of it. We know whose hair looks like wool. Look at that. We know whose hair looks like wool, and it ain't the pale male. The pale male is let's get another one. This is Revelation 1 and 14. Or let's start at 11. Or 10. This is a Revelation chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, "I was in the spirit on the Lord's day, and heard behind me a great voice as a trumpet, saying, I am the Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. And what thou seest write in a book, and send it unto the 7 churches which are in Asia, unto Ephesus, unto Samaria, unto Pergamos, unto Thyatira, unto Sardis, unto Philadelphia, unto Laodicea. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as they burn in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So it didn't say his shoes, it said his feet. It didn't say his shoes because, they'll try and say, well, yeah, he had on shoes. His shoes were dark. No, it said his feet. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if it burned in a furnace. So, I mean, that right there is describing our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shah. You know, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's pretty simple. We get another one. I got a few more, verses, and then we'll close out. But the picture has been made. I mean, you could sit up and say, well, no, the ancient Israelites were not black. Well, there was never a thing as white up until, I think it was the 1600s. 1600s. If I'm correct, I may be wrong about that, but here recently, in the 1400s, there was no such thing as white people. There was no such thing. So, to describe somebody as being, so yeah, there's no way that the ancient Israelites could have been a pale skinned people. Yes, over the mixing in today's society, there are Israelites that look like every nation on the earth, because the Lord said that he would scatter, his people, if they didn't obey his commandments, that he would scatter them amongst all the nations. And he confirmed that. I mean, he did it. It was a falling away. He scattered us. So yes, there are Israelites now that look like every nation under the sun. But originally, the Israelites were a dark-skinned people. And to this day, there are still a lot of Israelites that are dark-skinned. And there's a lot of Edomites that are dark-skinned as well, because of all the raping that was done through colonialism. But let's get Ezekiel 1:7. It said, this is Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 7, and it says, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of the feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. Burnished, polished, brightened, as if sharpened, burnished, polished. Qualal. Let's see. See if we can't get this. Burnished brass. Burnished brass. Burnished bronze. People, let's see if we can get that. Burnished brass people. Nah, they're not gonna put that one up. This is all good. Oh shoot. Well, we'll get two more, and I'll close it out. We'll start at the beginning though. It says, "The song of songs, which is Solomon's." So this right now is telling you this is Solomon's song. It says, "Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for thy love is better than wine. Because of the savor of thy good ointments, my name is an ointment poured forth. Therefore do the virgins love me. Draw me, we will run after thee. The king hath brought me into his chambers. We will be glad and rejoice in thee. We will remember thy love more than wine. The upright love thee. The upright love thee. I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon." So this is King Solomon. This is poetic literature, and it says, "I am black." Sakar, black. Shahar, black, dusky. Jetty, black, but comely. Beautiful, seemly. Na'awa, ha, Na'awa. H5000. Beautiful. Okay, that's enough of that. But King Solomon was a descendant. King Solomon was Judah, uh, uh, a forefather of Yahweh. Well, actually, it was Yahweh, but that's another lesson. And let's go on and get this last one. We'll call it quits. Salakia. Jeremiah 14 and verse 2. This is Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2. It says, "Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up." They are black unto the ground. Let's see. Black, quadar, be dark. Okay, primitive root, to be ashy, dark colored, by implication to mourn in sackcloth, sordid garments. Be blackish, to mark, darken, heavily, cause to mourn. Mourn, be dark, to be dark, to darken, to cause to mourn. So that's not what it's speaking of right there. It says, "The word that came to Jeremiah concerning the dearth." H1226. Ba Tazarath. Batazarath. Dearth, drought, destitution. Let's see if we can get that. Dearth, a scarcity or lack of something. So it says, "The word of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, came to Jeremiah concerning the dearth, the lack of something. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground." This is the description. "And the cry of Jerusalem is gone up." So they are black unto the ground. This is how they look. But hopefully This lesson was edifying. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Double honors to our elders and apostles. Shalom.